Hi everybody, welcome back to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us for this Monday evening. Monday Makers is here. Can you believe it? Already our final show of the day is absolutely flown over. Hopefully you've been enjoying all of the fun and the demonstrations and the inspiration and the shenanigans that have been going on today. It's the start of our Easter event as well over on the website. If you want to see some hilarious pictures, go to the website. There's a picture of me dressed as the Easter Bunny, hashtag standard, and Craig dressed as a chicken slash duck slash not really quite sure. But it's all part of our Easter event where you're going to find lots of great deals. One great deal that we had today was the Hoppy Easter collection, which I think potentially might have disappeared by now. But do check the web, you'll see lots of deals there. And of course today we had our big launch. As far as that wildflower collection is concerned, we'll be seeing and talking more about that on this show. The showstopper, we literally have a handful left of those. So if you do want to grab them, head to the website. But we'll be concentrating on the complete collection over the course of the show. It is Monday night, just gone 6 in the UK. We're live and interactive. Anything you want to fire our way as far as comments are concerned. Enjoyed today doing the shout-outs to, to the kids, to the grandkids, to the dogs we were doing shout-outs for earlier on as well, because it is the Easter holidays here in the UK. So if you want any mentions or hellos over the course of the show, feel free to fire those in as well. And let us know what you've been shopping for today too. If you bought the wildflower collection, let us know whether you went for the full collection or whether you sort of picked and chose what you got. We'd love to hear from you over the course of the show. Superstar Susie on the socials already in is Charlotte in Herne Bay and Christine Mahoney. Bring on the beautiful inspiration, Debbie. You're so great at it, says Christine. She's not too bad, is she? Not too bad. And Polly Bragg says, it's noon here in Midland, Texas. Well, let us say hello to the lady who is the other side of the studio, looking wonderful in her wildflower dress. It is the one and only Crafters TV's very own. I've not introduced her yet, and you can already see her. George, what?
It's too hot on the press on those buttons, isn't it?
It is very hot on there. I can't remember what I was saying now. It's Debbie. Oh, Crafters TV's very own wildflower. That's what I was going to say.
After all that, George just spoilt the build-up. I mean, come on. Mind you, at least he remembered when I was last here with Corinne, guess what?
What?
Never even introduced me. I'm not going to let her forget that one.
Corinne
She never even introduced me, no.
What do you mean?
She didn't even introduce me at all. She just carried on going, she carried on talking, and then, what we're going to be demoing at first? I'm like, can I have an introduction first?
Really? Well, I'm with her on Wednesday. I won't introduce her. Can you imagine?
That'd be a good one.
I'll do it.
Yeah, like that.
I'll chat for about 5 or 6 minutes and go, so, Corinne, what we doing?
It were funny though. I mean, I were proper going like that. We're on the rest of the day. We've got a great Monday Makers lined up for you though. We have got some gorgeous collections on the show. We may even delve back into the wildflowers because I've got plenty more demos underneath here. In fact, so much so, producer Johnny, I've got 6.
What?
I've got 6. When I get creative, you know, when I get started with a collection that I love.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought we had more than... Yeah, absolutely, because I love getting my hands on creativeness flowing when you have a fabulous collection like the wildflowers. However, Monday Makers, we have some other amazing deals on the show.
We do.
So we're going to break it up a little bit and we're going to do some simple, let's take that simple word right out of it, create a card dies that you can create a whole host of different style cards with these fabulous, beautiful, simplistic designs, but create an instant wow factor every single time. Plus, they have their own additional dies, nesting dies that are included in that beautiful, beautiful collection. And there are some gorgeous ones in there. So that's the simple creator card. Shall we have a rip-roaring old time?
Oh, yes.
We're the rip-roaring 20s. And we're going to be, I'm going to make myself a lovely little box myself, because I do love making a box, as you all know. Yeah. We've even got a little TP bit of inspiration going on for you there. A little bit of TP going off. But a lovely selection collection of the Roaring 20s available for you tonight as well. So we've got those on. And then I say lastly, but it's not really lastly, because we've got all sorts. We've got got a ton of things. We've got some amazing embossing folders that also have their own individual dies as well, that will focus on, whoops, the central part where you can create either your small cards or your large cards, but every single one has an instant wow factor every single time you use it, whether you're colouring it in with your inks, whether you're colouring them in with your pens or pencils, or whether you're just going to use your gilding waxes or gilding flakes. Real wow factors when it comes to those embossing folders with the matching die sets in there that are going to enable you to sort of kind of focus on that centre of that frame. So we've got a lot to get through in this next less than 2 hours now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get ready for the first demonstration while I hand back over to the gorgeous TV hubster, Mr. Slender himself. Lost a bit of weight there. Look at him, look at him, look how slender there.
I'm a stone down now.
I know, you look amazing.
Thank you. And you're
3 stone 9 down.
3 stone 9?
Up to now. Up to now, yeah.
So we've lost 4 stone 9 between us.
Good grief. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like Mr. and Mrs.
That's it.
It could be Mr. and Mrs. Slinky.
Mr. and Mrs. Slinky.
Mr. and Mrs. Slinky. Oh, yeah, I like that title.
The thing is, when you get these, TV titles of, TV husband and wifey, you've got to keep up the look, haven't you? You've got to keep in trim. You've got to keep the, keep the look going. Hey? It's all showbiz, Johnny, isn't it? It is all showbiz. By the way, I've just seen as well a few of you sending in pictures. Feel free if you want to send in pictures over the course of the show. Maybe we'll do a little gallery or two over the course of the show. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Anything you've crafted with on this? Listen, if you've got anything that you want to show off, crafty, then of course send the pictures in and we'll do a little gallery. We're going to do a gallery, guys. George, you up for that? We'll do some galleries. We're going to do a gallery or two. Let's say a few of those. I know Michelle sent in some pictures, so we'll show those. Any more you want to add in? Maybe you've already got the wildflower collection and you've crafted. Send in your pictures. Barbara's in from Indiana. Hello, Annelle Sampson in Illinois. Linda Armstead joins us in Maryland. Cara Willing is in. George, you'll like this, from Plymouth. Way, Devon Massive. Candy says hello from Portland, Oregon, you crafty peeps. Lois is in from Ohio. Altje de Vries joins us from the Netherlands. Hi, wow. Sandra Evans says greetings from Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
Say, oh, that sounds amazing. Oh my God, I've always wanted to go there.
I did see one earlier as well, which I didn't get round to reading, because sometimes I read comments and think I've read them and I haven't. But there was someone watching, if you're still watching, message back. Someone was watching from a sunbed in Sharm el Sheikh earlier.
Oh my God.
Egypt.
Oh my days. That is super, super exotic.
Hashtag well gel.
Yes.
Hannah's joined us from West Sussex. Shadai says, good day, my Lord Ben and Fab Debbie. Got home late, had a doctor's appointment. Hope you're okay. Roseanne Carbone says, hello from Massachusetts. To Debbie, Ben, the entire team and all my crafty friends. We have Johnny and George and Tracy in the house tonight. Whoop, 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 whoop. Represent. Mary Pat joins us from Montana. Susie's looking forward to the gallery, so make it a good one. Yep. Charlotte says, and Hannah says, wowzers guys, well done on the weight loss. Well done. What's your secret, says Hannah. I am doing... eating celery and egg. No, I am doing the Michael Mosley diet. Other diets are available where you fast for a while and then you go back onto like a 5-2 diet, so 5 days normal, 2 days fasting. So that's what I'm doing. Debbie, you're doing something slightly different, aren't you?
I am. I'm with Slimming World, so
yes.
I'm following the Slimming World eating plan. There are other organisations out there as well, but that's just my plan that I follow. So yes, and I've still got a long way to go, but I'm heading in that right path.
You are, and you look beautiful.
You're so sweet. Thank you very much. I only noticed it. Do you know when we do those little promo videos? Yeah. And I've got this dress on him in promo video that was popping, and now I've got like loads of space, and I've got a little bit of loads of space round here to move into. So nothing's stretching or popping. So yeah.
I noticed it with the spring photos that we did for the spring sale, and I was wearing the pink shirt, and I just looked a bit. I'm in bed. I just looked a bit. So that's why I decided, and also because I'm doing my running, I wanted to lose a bit of weight so I could get quicker with my running. That was my reason for it. So yeah, we're all on diets. Johnny's on a diet as well, actually. The guy's seafood diet.
Oh no.
Yeah. He sees food and he eats it. Right. Oh dear. We're going to have a look at some pictures before I show you the board. If I listened to Johnny rather than did gags about him, I'd know what I was doing, wouldn't I, really? That'll tell me.
That'll teach you.
Let's have a look. This is what's coming up on the show tonight. The 3D embossing folders and nesting dies. These are brilliant because you do get these amazing embossing folders that give you all of your 3D-ness, but then a whole host of nesting dies to use in conjunction with them. So those are a bit of a big hitter, lots of craftability. If you're someone like Debbie who likes, you know, items that give you more than sort of just one thing that you can do, you'll absolutely love those. £40, $51, not today, saving 10%, less another 20 if you're platinum. That is $28.77 here in the UK platinum, $37.30 if you're shopping in the US. Then the simple creator cards. So we saw a few of these finished samples with Debbie a few moments ago. Once again, 30 dies in total there because you get the sort of main die, if you like, to create the card, and then you've got the inner nesting die pieces as well. So again, you've got so many different variants there when it comes to using the creator card on its own, using that with all of the different dies that go in the center, using the dies in the center on their own. I mean, again, so many different ways to use those and a great price. Again, look at the saving here. This is £101, $119 that you save almost £34 or almost $40 on. If you're platinum, you'd add to $54.37 or $63.84. Big discounts to be had right there. The Roaring 20s, do you know, that's really annoyed me today. No, it's spelt right, but there shouldn't be an apostrophe. It's the apostrophe, it's just Roaring 20s without the apostrophe. That was annoying me earlier. The Roaring 20s, 13 pieces. Will you change that, George? Oh, you guys are the best. I was twitching a little bit earlier. But anyway, that collection is a selection of the collection. You've got lots of the hardware in there. So you've got the gorgeous dancing couple, you've got the feather, you've got the stamps in there too. There's loads. Plus, you will also get the sequins, you'll get the ribbon, and you'll get your gilding flake kit in there as well. £53.60, $69.60 is the price on that. And then we have an amazing deal. In fact, it's so amazing, it's the Monday Mega Deal. The Classique 6-pack deal collection. 72 Classiques for £60 or $96 is an incredible buy. That is, if you're platinum, a half-price deal.
Wow. And
yes, so I wrote that down, I did know that. There is 100 bonus points on that collection as well. So we will certainly be chatting more about that as we head through the show. Hey, Betty from Idaho. Hey, Kay Rest Dennis joined us saying good morning from a very cold, very windy California. I'm settled in my craft room drinking cocoa and I'll finish my Easter cards today. Easter at the weekend, isn't it? Oh dear, where's the year going? Carol Ann Hanley says, greetings from the Isle of Man. Popping in for a bit. Well done on your weight loss, guys. Here we go. Carol Ann Hanley, I've lost 29 pounds since Christmas and I'm still going. Well, congratulations to you, Carol Ann. That's good work. That's over 2 stone, isn't it?
yeah.
Excellent stuff, Caroline. Keep going, keep fighting the fight. Zoe says, evening everyone from West Sussex. And hi to Laura Gray, who joined us from Arkansas. Let's get on with it then and have a look at these simple creator card dies. I'll show you the designs that you're getting here. You've got, 6 in total. You've got 3 which are sort of at about 4.5 by 5.5, and you've got the 5.5 by 5.5 squares. And as we talked about, and you mentioned this in your sort of opening spiel, Debbie, the simple relates to the fact that they're easy to use and doesn't relate to the fact that when you create them, you go, oh, they're a bit simple. They look the business, don't they?
They look absolutely, and they're so versatile. In fact, this set of dies are probably one of the most versatile creator card dies we've ever done. But just because of all the metal that you're getting in there, and the extra additional ones that create either the apertures or your mats and layers, but it enables you to create so many different ways of using them. I love these dies, they're absolutely incredible.
They are, and again, lots of different designs here. This one's actually called the Dainty Doodles, and I think it must have been you. Did we launch these together, you and I?
I was involved in the launch. I think I was involved in the launch down. I'm not sure if I did it up here as well. I think I might have done both, actually. Actually, Did I do both? I could have done it. I'm saying it's a while ago. It isn't a while ago.
No.
This is quite a recent launch. But
It
yes,
is.
because I told you they look like little Christmas tree
Christmas
lights.
tree lights, that's what we were talking about. They look like little, it's Dainty Doodles, that one's called, which I like the name of that because, as I probably said to you at the time, when my Daisy was little, her nickname was Daisy Doodles, and when I first read at the back of the book it said Dainty Doodles, I thought it said Daisy Doodles. Anyway, that's another story. But yes, Christmas lights they look like, so they'd be perfect for that. But great for little bits of paper piecing and colouring, and of course, like Debbie was chatting about, you've got all of these extra dies to go with it. So whether you want to create apertures, whether you want to create your mats and layers, whether you want to take these out and use these completely separate of the creator card itself, they are brilliant. And that's the theme that runs through all of these. That one, again, timeless foliage. Just appreciate, once again, all of the detail that you've got within that outer die itself. And then just a really handy set of nesting dies to work with it, to use elsewhere within your crafting too. This is super cute. That one is your rose garden, I beg your pardon. And again, look at that, the heart detailing that you've got here, but then these beautiful roses. Every time I see roses like this, I always think about paper piecing.
You do, because they've got that big open space to be able to do that, and make paper piecing really easy as well.
And you know what? As much as I did some paper piecing back along, and you always think, oh, paper piecing, so I've got to do everything. This one for me just goes, well, just paper piece me. Those four, and then leave the open spaces elsewhere.
Yeah.
It look very nice. Look at me being all arty-farty. Then you've also got in this set your slightly bigger ones. So these are your square ones, about 5.5 by 5.5. These same story here though, fancy floral, which has got that beautiful detailing here. You've got the florals around the outside, and then you've got like the cross going through there as well, which you saw as one of Debbie's finished samples. This is the Pretty Petals. Once again, really useful nesting dies within the centre of those. And then lastly, how gorgeous is that one? Traditional tiles. If you love your ribbon threading as well, by the way, that one for me says maybe pop a little bit of ribbon in there too to add a little extra bit of detail. Fantastic set, loads of metal for your money. We're at $54.37 platinum price on those today, $63.84 if you want to jump in and grab those. If you want to go on a two for, it's two for £30 or two for $35. It is entirely up to you. Right, let's go over to Debbie. Let's get some demos on the go. Which one of the 6 are you going to be working with?
Oh, it was so hard to decide because I love them all, but I've gone with traditional tiles for this particular one. And again, the versatility of these is just for me what makes these stand, honestly, totally stand out. The outer frame, use this die on its own, it creates a full solid panel, cutting in panel with a full solid middle. Using that together will then create a frame that cuts out. Then you've got all the additional, which can be 3 different cuts that layer up on the top and create nesting dies, or you can cut in, so it'll create a lovely framed aperture. Or take the next size down and create another little aperture, but with a bigger border. Or then use the smallest of those dies, let me just pick that up there for a second, and create an even bigger frame and a smaller aperture. So you've got lots of different ways just by using those particular dies themselves. So for me, an absolute game changer in terms of our creator card ranges because of all the things that you can do with these. Now I've taken a piece of double-sided pearlescent cardstock. It was from one of my, I say older pads, but you'll probably recognise it when you see me background piece, because I'm quite into at the moment using up some of my older papers rather than keep going into the newer ones, because that's what tends to happen. We launch that many gorgeous paper pads that the others then take a back seat. So it's nice to go back and revisit some, isn't it, when you think about it? Yeah. So that's why, and you'll see in a second when I show you the paper what I've done with this. Now I did say I was going to cut out a frame, so I'm going to come in straight away and I'm going to show you how you can do this. Now you can do these in stages. If you're not comfortable at creating this instantly, then do it in stages. You don't have to do it all in one go. Let me just make sure I've got that the right way around, Ben. Let me turn that way, there we go. In fact, tell you what, Debbie, make life easy for yourself. Stick down that piece. Yeah. Always make sure you've got enough low-tack tape down on there as well to secure it, because we know how strong that Gemini is and it can move it. So I'm just going to then take in, let's make sure I've got that there, that's better. And again, I'm just going to tape that down as well. So let's come in, low-tack tape, top, low tack tape bottom. Now I'm going to use my bigger plates for this, and the only reason I'm going to use the bigger ones is because, let me just make sure I've got them here though, Ben, because we've got some new plates over here.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't know if
say.
it's been mentioned in dispatches, but well done on your tidy up that you did over there last week. It's very, very, I mean, not that I go over there that often, but I did notice, and you stayed in, I was going to say you stayed in after school. What am I talking about? You stayed in after the shows, didn't you, last week? And you had a proper old, Debbie had a proper old tidy up over there and got it all nice and neat and tidy. Everything's all sectioned up again. So I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if anyone else has passed on their appreciation.
Oh, thank you. That was really sweet of you. It took me 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah.
From me leaving, and it was actually before I broke up.
Yeah.
From me.
Well, because I sort of disappeared and said, oh, you know, have a great holiday kind of thing. And then I went in the gallery and chatted with Johnny, and we were just sat there and said, what's she doing? She tidied up. Still, like 40 minutes later, she's still tidied up. Still tidied up.
Yeah, I went 5 minutes before Sara went live.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. It was worth it. The thing is, we all work here. There's so many of us in the team, and sometimes it can get left in a bit of a state. So we've all promised to keep up with the housekeeping, because I think we were fraying John's
Nerves.
Yeah, no other word for it. So
maybe you should put a little rotor over there.
Well, we could put a little rotor over there, but it could be a little bit unfair. It could be a little bit unfair, because we're not always, like I'm here today and tomorrow, but then I'm not here till end of month.
I suppose, who's here the most often out of everyone? This guy. I'll keep it tidy for you guys for whenever
bless
you
your little
come
heart. Now, can you see what that's cut out? Look at that gorgeous, beautiful design. And it's created my this gorgeous little aperture that I'm wanting to do as well. Now, to cut into cardstock, so I'm just going to bring in a piece of, this is a piece of Centura Pearl Mink card.
Oh, yeah.
And I've created what I'm going to create is a little bit of a diorama card. So it actually measures in at 9 inches by 6. And I've scored it 1 inch and 1.5 inches, and exactly the same on the other side as well. Now, just by then removing that outer frame, just getting rid of all my bits, and I'm doing a very naughty thing because I'm speeding up the process of cleaning out the die. Let me just make sure I've got every little piece out of there. Using that on its own now, right way around, Debbie, that now will cut into my cardstock. And again, I want to create that aperture in the centre, so I'm going to bring back in that centrepiece. And then again, I'm going to hold it down firmly into place with some low tack tape. There we go. And then again on the outer, outer part of the die as well. So let's bring back in my large plate, and it's only because I've got a bigger card here that I'm going on with that. And then again, it's a thin metal die, so it's the normal combination with your plastic shim, magnetic shim, and the other cutting plate. Now what this is going to do is just cut into the frame. So rather than cutting out a full solid piece, it just cuts into that cardstock. So if you do love, again, I'm not banging on about it, but like your light up boxes or your gift boxes or
do you like a box, do you?
a centerpiece, a light up box.
Oh, I didn't know you like those.
Oh yeah, did you not know? Did you not know I liked a good old light up box?
No.
Yeah, you might not know that about me, Ben. That might be something you've just learned about me.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I do. I am absolutely obsessed with box making and light up boxes and all those kind of things. But yeah, absolutely perfect for that reason. Now, I'm just going to lift off my tape again, because what I wanted to do then now was create this matching frame, but not a solid cutout. So it stays connected into that cardstock. Don't be throwing any of these pieces away as well, because you've got a couple of pieces that you can be using on the inner part of your card. And then if I just take it this way, I'll clean the die out in a bit. I'll do it now. I'll do it now because I know what I'm like, and I don't want anyone coming in. Although I'm going to have to get my brush out later because.
Oh, is the bin not underneath?
It's
there?
well, the bin is here.
Oh, but you've not placed it underneath.
The bin. I know it's terrible.
No.
I'm whispering because Tracy might hear me.
Oh yeah, you don't want to make Tracy
No.
angry.
Oh, she's just walked.
Oh, she's just walked past.
She just walked past. Oh, that was close. That was.
Tracy's coming in now.
Oh no! We're not going to tell Tracy anything.
You don't have to whisper, Tracy. We're whispering because Debbie doesn't want you to know that she's just tapped a load of stuff all over the floor. Oh.
It looks like a sandstorm has hit me from behind. Oh my God, she's coming in. Oh.
Stacey is bringing in a broom.
She won't come into camera, but what she has done is she's brought me. Well, look.
Debbie!
It's a good job you can't
Where's
see
your
it.
overhead camera? We still got a camera up there.
No, we're not going to show. We're not going to show. What
Come
do
on,
you mean you
George.
handle this?
Look at this!
I think that's not bad.
What?
That's not bad
Yeah,
for
but
me.
it's all here as well.
But
Look
it's
at
not
that.
bad for me. That's quite good for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's that?
I've no idea. I don't know what I've thrown away there.
Anyway.
But this is now, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're watching, I do this at home as well. I really do.
Yeah.
And then I get my vacuum cleaner because I had a carpet in mine. I'm sure everybody else does the same.
How often does
Tracy,
it-
we are sweeping it up, by the way, just so she don't...
I'll do the rest in a bit.
Thank you.
How often does everyone clean their craft room then? Is that like a weekly thing? Or?
Well, I'll be totally honest, since I've had my new craft room, I don't know what you guys are like, but I tend to clean up as I go along now.
Yeah.
So after every crafty session, I tidy up so that when I go back in, it's a nice clean space.
Right.
So that's how I normally work. I'm getting the look. I'm getting the look, as though to say, Debbie, you've made a little bit of a mess, is what you've done.
That's what I'm
While
doing for
Ben's
now.
cleaning up,
Oh,
have
no,
a
I'm
little...
done now. You can do the rest. Just thought I'd help out a little bit. You know.
Thank you very much. You're so sweet, so kind. Thank you. So I will. It'll save on for later on, actually. To be fair, make sure I don't trip over that. Now I've cut out, and can you see how it's cut directly into that cardstock perfectly for me?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to then place this one over the top, but have a little bit of a drop shadow, just to create that little bit of an illusion again. You can go straight directly over the top and then just have a different coloured lined up over there, but I'm going to have a little bit of a drop shadow. So I'm going to use my dotty tape pen onto the back, like so. And then we're going to come in now and we're going to just line that up over the top. And I've popped that black there so I can see it a little bit better. And I'm just going to move it just a fraction, and I mean a fraction, just to create a little bit of that drop shadow. There we go. That looks quite nice. I'll do that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that one. So just popping that on. Now, you mentioned about ribbon threading.
Oh, yes, I did.
So I've already taken the liberty to pop a little bit of ribbon through, just in one area. You were absolutely right. So I've just threaded a bit of ribbon through there because it has got a lot of space to be able to create some nice little, maybe going down the sides, maybe going along the top if you wanted to have your own style of a ribbon threading piece as well. Now, with the same measurements that I chose for the mink cardstock, so that 11 by 6, again, the same places, it creates that little bit of a backdrop. Now, you'll recognise it when I turn it over, but the paper came from the matching paper pad in terms of... People will be recognising this in a second, because this is that beautiful 12 by 12 paper pad that we had, that we launched during one of our birthdays. Not last birthday, the birthday before.
Ooh.
The pink and the blossoms and the retro rainbows and all those kind of things. That's what we launched with these. And I thought, I'm going to use it, I say use it up, my last sheets. I've been using
What, is that one that you've got your hand on there, the reverse of the floral one in the top left corner of the screen?
Yep, it's that. Yeah, look, turn it over. I've taken it from little bit. I say little bits. I have got some scraps left as well, because I've got a little bit of a scrap box underneath my desk. But yeah, I've got some scraps in there. But yeah, I'm using the last pages of that now, and I thought it looked really nice with the mink and with the pink. So I thought, yeah,
mink and the pink.
Mink and the pink. So I've just popped a bit of glue down one of the tabs, and I'm just going to literally line that up along there. And then I'm going to enclose that in. Now, I'm going to enclose it in. If you want to make life easy for yourself, you can leave that and do it last, because we want to put something in the centre of there as well. But I'm quite happy to do, because I'm going to use all-purpose glue to give me the wiggle time. So I'm going to pop that in now, and then you can see now I've created this little bit of a diorama style.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just going to push that in and reinforce those score lines, like so. And that creates that lovely frame. Then we're going to pop these strips on. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue. Now, I have popped a little bit of gems just into the centre of the floral strip. So, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make life easy for myself. I'll go down the panel. Am I running? Oh, no, you're not running out, Debbie. There we go.
Everyone's talking about how they clean their craft rooms now. I'll read a few out in a bit.
Have we started another conversation?
Yeah, but the general consensus is the mess that we saw on the floor is nothing.
Yay, see?
Yeah.
You see? Yeah. I'm not all messy, you know.
Oh, no.
I know there's lots of people out there that are the same.
Anne says, I've seen worse.
Yep.
Patricia says, Tracy would like me as I'm a fastidiously neat crafter.
Oh, we could employ her as our cleaner, couldn't we? As in come and cleaning up all our bits, and then she could come and craft with us.
Craft and clean.
Craft and clean. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that one. Now, I'm going to use one of these pieces because I'm going to sit it into that backdrop. However, you have got all of these dies to be able to create some other pieces as well, which is what I've actually done. So I'm going to... Wait a minute. Oh, it's there, look. I'm thinking for one awful moment then, I thought I had not cleaned it up. So I'm just going to pop that in using those dies and just nesting them up on top of each other. I've actually popped a little piece of foam pads, but I've pre-done that and took the backs off because you've seen me struggling enough today already with me foam. Now, to get that in, you can either use a little bit on the back of wet glue, and it gives me a bit of wiggle time because I want to get it into the centre.
Yeah.
Would help if I unscrewed the top of my glue.
Unscrew the glue.
Can you hear a banging?
I can hear a really loud banging, yeah.
What's that banging noise?
I don't know. I don't know why I was looking up thinking, who's upstairs? We don't have an upstairs, do we? It's just the roof. Maybe it's Tracy banging her head against the wall because of the mess that you've been making over there.
Oh my God, that's really loud. That's not our Tracy.
No, it's not. It sounds like it's in the car park. Did you hear that just then? Did you hear that?
Did you hear that? It's
not me.
It's not me. We're not sure what that was.
No, apologies if you can hear that banging.
But it's not our Tracy. It isn't our Tracy at all. And then I'm just going to finish that off with a lovely little ribbon that just, again, matches the kind of colours that I've got here in my piece. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape just onto there. Let's just attach that. Normally I would use hot glue gun, but I forgot to put the glue gun on, as I always tend to do when I get in here.
Very
there
pretty.
You go, using the beautiful, gorgeous traditional tiles and really making quite they do stand out from the crowd, these kind of dies, but showing you just one way of many that you can create using these creator cards.
Absolutely amazing. We'll just read a few comments. We'll recap on this and then we'll have a look at some of your pictures as well. Hey Mo, you say, I had to come home sick. Well, I hope you're feeling better. And even though I thought I was getting better, but at least I can see some live shows. I ordered this set first thing this morning and I cannot wait to have a play. Read the craft room mess. I always find this very interesting. Terry says, I clean up after every use. Now, Kay, this is brilliant. I'm sure I saw Tiffany do a video with this. You say I have a Totally Tiffany pop-up trash can, and as it's lightweight, I hold it under my dies when I clean them out and toss the other bits in when I'm crafting. The rest I use with my hand back. I saw a video with Tiffany recently where she'd put the trash can on a chair, and she'd managed to, because it's springy, isn't it? And so she'd managed to wedge it under the lip of the table on the chair. So it was really handy just to have by her side, and then she was just able to sweep the stuff from the table into the pop-up trash can to then put into the bin after she'd finished.
I use my trash can.
Like that?
It's under my desk, yeah. It depends on how fast I've got to go, but normally when I'm banging out all the pieces or taking all the pieces, I'll then just scoop them off straight in
the trash
and then
can.
put that back down at the side. But yeah, that's what I tend to do with mine. Apart from, like I said, when I'm rushing, and then it goes on the floor and I think I'll hoover that up after I've finished.
Lillian says, I find it incredibly satisfying to fussy cut and let the bits fall on the floor. Then I vacuum them up with a mini vacuum cleaner as there's no room to get a proper one in. Getting an insight into the state of your craft room then, Lillian, aren't we? The fact that it's obviously jam-packed to the rafters. I have a small handheld vacuum for my small pieces on the floor, says Wendy Ditzler. And Dan Cadman says, I have a bin that clips onto the end of my desk and I sweep everything into that. Mom for Boy says, my craft room organisation style is, there appears to have been a struggle. For sure. And lots of love for that last card coming through as well. Love that retro Rainbows paper pad, says Kay. And Christine says, Debbie, I love that card so much. Just show you all the designs, and we're going to have a look at a few of your amazing projects that you've been working on. So this is the full set. Very busy for this evening. Your simple creator card dies. $54.37, $63.84 is the price here. So you're going to get all of these. That one's your dainty doodle. So you've got three of the sort of 4.5 by 5.5 size. Remember, you get the main creator card die. You've got the all the detailing in there as well, as far as your mats and layers and creating different sized apertures are concerned. You've got your timeless foliage. Oh, and then you've also got your rose garden. So much detail there. And then the three bigger ones you've got are your beautiful fancy florals. You've got this one here, which is that pretty petals. And then lastly is the one which Debbie was just using then in that last demo, the one which is perfect for doing a little bit of your ribbon threading with, the traditional tiles. £54.37 platinum, $63.84 if you're shopping in the US and you're a platinum member. Before we give you time to check out, let us have a look at some amazing projects. Michelle, thank you for sending this in. Created a tissue box, Debbie, with the Roaring 20s collection.
Gorgeous.
That's
gorgeous,
amazing.
Michelle.
Oh, so one side you've got the dancing couple, spin around, you've got that beautiful feather that you've used. Oh, and here's like a top view as well. This is great. So using all of the papers.
That is beautiful.
The mats and layers to create that beautiful tissue box. That's really lovely, Michelle. Now, I know Gracie, who is Charlotte's daughter. Gracie turned 12 last week. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
How old?
12.
Good grief.
Dancing Dragonflies collection.
Oh my God, that's stunning.
That's amazing, Gracie.
That's got the grand edgeables on there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
And that's
absolutely beautiful.
Embossing folder, isn't it?
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
Well, Gracie, that is tremendous. Well done, you. That's fantastic. And obviously, you're probably off now, Gracie, aren't you, for the term? So get crafting. Send us in some more pictures, please. We'd love to see them. And then Judy Branham. This looks like, is this one of the templates from the original template library?
It's absolutely blinking gorgeous is what it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Oh, I love the sunflower collection. That is stunning. What a gorgeous mate, Judy.
Amazing. Judy, that is brilliant. Thank you so much for sending that in. And Terry's just put yippee. I don't know what she's yippee-ing about. I mean, what's that? Oh, I can see.
Hang on a minute. Oh my God, she's got the new Gemini.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what she's yippee-ing about.
Oh, iPad resting up on top. Oh, and look at that gorgeous card.
I know.
Oh, that is beautiful. No wonder she's shouting yippee.
I know. Tell you what, Terry, that is brilliant. Yippee indeed. Patricia's been in touch. Does anyone else have a dog that loves to eat paper?
Paper?
My poodle is my cleaner after I'm die cutting. Lol. I just wasn't quick enough. There's a gag there somewhere. Quick, Ben, think of a dog, paper. There must be a bit of a crossover there somewhere. Not quick enough. Mumford Boy says that dainty doodle could be, there you go, could be Christmas lights if you add little light bulbs to it. Listen, we are going to take a short break, give you opportunity to check out your baskets, and then when we come back, I think we're going to have a look at the Roaring 20s collection. So get your baskets checked out, and we'll come back with that in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Come on, that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a no when I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that?
We'll do it.
Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. We see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello, welcome back. Sorry, so here's the thing. There was a really good TV show. Do you guys in the UK remember the TV show Bullseye with Jim Bowen? Can't beat a bit of bully with the darts and all that. So I've been re-watching that recently because it's on Challenge TV, and every day I come in and tell John I watch more Bullseye. But just found out there is a sweet shop or like a confectionery shop in Darlington, a candy store, that has just launched some Bullseye crisps. Steak and ale, salt and vinegar, sea salt and cheese and onion. Yeah, we'll have to get down there, Johnny. We'll have to get down there. Huh?
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
Steak and ale. Oh, you'll have to pop in, Johnny.
That's the one I would go for, steak and ale.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you probably go in there like £5 a packet or something. There you go. You can't buy a bit of bully. Right, so we get back to it. Roaring 20s. Lots and lots and lots of you have bought the full collection on this, and when we launched it was up to that point, the biggest launch of the year so far. And, well, we don't have the full collection here, but we have a selection of the collection, which you can jump in and grab. It's a 13-piece selection, 29 stamps, 4 dies, and loads more for just £53.60 platinum today. $69.60. Here's your saving, less your Club Inspired discount. I neglected to sort of show you these properly when we looked at these earlier on, but you do get some consumable elements within this. So obviously with it being the glitz and glam of the Roaring 20s, you'd expect some sparkle and some pizzazz and razzmatazz, and you get that in the form of your gilding flakes. Those are included, so you get that kit with your glue, and you get the little sponge there as well, which makes it very easy to create with those. Then we're going to give you 50 grams of your gorgeous gold sequins. it's all about that, isn't it? The razzmatazz, the glitz and the glam, and I think to have those sort of elements along with your beautiful ribbon in there is really going to help to kind of take your project to that next level and really add that wow factor when it comes to the Roaring 20. So those are the consumable elements that you're going to get, and then you get a really nice bundle of crafty items to be working with. So a gorgeous Art Deco frame. That one's a cut and emboss folder, so it's going to give you all of this detail. I'm going to give you that frame to work with as well. Imagine how gorgeous that would look too if you cut that in some of your darker cardstock. Use some of your gilding wax, which we do have on the show for you as well. You've got beautiful edgeables in there. That one again, really, really stunning with that sort of double layer of those scallop shells, which are very, very popular when it comes to the artwork of the Art Deco period. Fancy feather, again, you know, just gorgeous, really stunning, and different to the other feathers that you'll have from previous collections like the Masquerade Ball and the Peacock. And as you saw with Michelle's tissue box earlier on, really nice to use lots and lots of these different items within your projects. Stamp and die sets, we've got a few. This one is All That Jazz, which is the lovely lady there. Looks like she's getting ready for the ball. You've got the peacock feather in there, and then you've got your happy birthday. Then you've got your raise a glass, which once again is that lady with a glass of, what did we say it would be? Gin or whiskey, didn't we? That's not whiskey,
Champagne,
is it?
darling.
Champagne,
Champagne, yeah.
Chun chun. And then you've got the dancing couple here. We'll call them Ben and Debbie.
Of course.
Together forever, as we
Aww,
always will be.
Always, Mr. Moseby, always.
Does he look a bit like me? Oh, yeah, he's a good-looking bloke. And she looks a bit like you too, Debbie. A beautiful lady.
Oh, especially with the blonde hair.
Yes. And, well, same sort of, not really-ish colour-y dress. No, not really. Anyway. Then you've got your 3D embossing folder, no less. This one, again, beautiful detailing on that. Again, whether you're kind of putting that onto your white cardstock and inking over, using some of your dark cardstock and using some of your gilding waxes. I didn't dream that, did I? No, we do have the gilding wax on the show. And then you've got, well, two fantastic dies. This one is beautiful, that Showgirl in the hoop there. I like the idea, again, of just snipping into this and using her as another element to perhaps a project with the dancing couple here who you get individually. Definitely doing the Charleston there, those two, aren't they? And then lastly, to kind of round off this wonderful collection, you've got all of these different sentiments. The style of these is brilliant. Of course, you've got the sort of 20s Art Deco font, and then all of the little corners and little borders here that you can create your own frames with, really in keeping with that 20s Art Deco period. Just makes me think of Poirot whenever I see writing like this. I love that TV show. But you've got a little party, never hurt nobody. I've done it again. Just a note. Thanks for being there. Have a roaring good time. Shine like the stars and dance till the stars come down from the rafters. And to a fabulous friend. It's a lovely collection. It is huge, really, when you think of it, when you think of all of the consumable elements that you've got with that as well. And a big saving today, down from $83.87 to $109.35, down to this price here if you're platinum, £53.60, $69.60. Really lovely, lovely set. Right, let us... Caroline Hanley says, I love the way that Ben says crafty when he says about sending photos in. Reminds me of the whole Lisa and the air fryer thing with poor Craig. Remember, it's probably about a year and a half ago, probably maybe 2 years ago now, and Craig said, oh, send in pictures of what you're doing now. And then a lady was watching and sent in a picture of her air fryer because she was cooking, and then he had to explain that he wanted crafty pictures. Caroline as well, thank you for your post that I've just seen in the break on Facebook with me sweeping up for Debbie. Yes, always the gentleman, me, always the gentleman. Right, let's have a look at this collection with Debbie. What are you going to make?
So the first demo I'm going to do, I'm going to save my box for a bit later on in the show, but I'm going to do a little TP card using these elements. So I've got the set of stamps, I've got the fancy feather, I've got all that jazz, and then I've took some sequins as well, because I'm going to use those as embellishments. So first things first, our lovely stamp it's a really lovely stamp. When you look at the detail in that stamp, there's quite a lot to it. You've got your beautiful lady, that lovely feather piece, And then a couple of all that jazz and happy birthday sentiments as well that you're going to be able to use just in that one stamp set alone, let alone the rest. Now, you're going to stamp your image up. Now, I've stamped mine onto some Nina cardstock.
Yep.
And you're going to take a bit of time colouring her in. Now, I'm not going to colour her all in. Although saying that, to be fair, you know, you've got quite a nice, it's not overly big, this stamp, if that makes sense. So it does mean that you can spend, 4, 5, 6 minutes, depending on how much shading, how much depth and dimension you want to go with. I'm just going to use the Fair Skin Tri-Blend brush pen, and then again, just pop in there little details of where you think all the shadowing would be, shall we say. We definitely have some round the back, a little bit under the dress, a little bit under that, a bit on the crease of her arms, a little bit on there.
She's very pensive, isn't she?
She is very pensive.
I wonder what she's thinking about.
I know, it makes you wonder what she's thinking about, don't you?
Gin or whiskey? Sweeping up, Tracy says. Brilliant. That's so funny.
That was our Tracy. Oh, God love her. Has she come in with a cuppa?
She has brought
She's
you a
an
cuppa.
absolute angel.
After all that as well.
After all, yeah, I know, but she's the best. She really is. I don't think you appreciate just how hard that lady works.
Hey, do you know what? And as much as I love Jaco on the other side,
never get a cuppa.
he never brings in a coffee.
Never get a cuppa from Jake.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever.
He's always busy.
He's always
in the library.
He is always busy.
No, he is. He's
so
genuinely
so
busy.
we don't see him. Now, again, take your time doing a bit of spotter colouring. I've chosen one of the Jake Grebe blends as well as some of my Spectrum Noir Classiques. And you can see that they literally come to life when you add that depth and dimension with your colouring medium.
Wow.
And again, just take your little scissors and fussy cut around it as well. And you've got that lovely little image ready to go onto your project. And she is looking very pensive, but I absolutely adore her. I think she's just a gorgeous, gorgeous stamp. Like I said, it's not overly big, so you're not having to spend too much time doing the colouring in section. So we've got her done. I'm going to bring in my gorgeous, beautiful, big feather, and it really is a superb feather. I'm going to use a little bit. I've got 3 different colours here, but I'm not going to die cut them all. But we'll do it in the dark green first. I think I've just, a bit frugal there, but I've got enough to be going through. These will fit through your, now then, will they? Yes, they will go through your midi.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, nice. Have you got a mini?
A mini?
Yeah, I know you've got a midi, but have you got a mini?
I've got 2 midis now.
You've got 2 midis. Have you not given Craig his midi back?
What midi?
Have you still not given that back?
He gave it to me.
He did it?
Yeah, he did.
He gave it you, did he?
Well, yeah, he sort of said, you know, have that, I didn't want it back, That's what he said. No, but I kind of think when my Hobby Easter collection arrives, and with other bits and pieces, you know, we've got a midi each then, me and Daisy, haven't we? So we can work twice as quick.
No, he is a diamond, isn't he?
Who, me?
Craig, letting you have it.
Sorry,
so you've got one for Daisy and one for you.
Yeah, he wouldn't take the one back off Daisy, would he not? I'll give it back.
He wouldn't.
I'll give it back to him eventually.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, when she moves out.
When she moves
Probably in about 14 years' time. That's the thing though, isn't it? Now they stay longer. I was chatting to my neighbour the other day and he's still got it. Well, his kids left and then they came back and they're all in the mid-20s.
Yeah, I've got so my eldest daughter lives in Bristol. She's never come back. Well, actually she did when she went travelling. And they went travelling for it was over a year. And when they came back, they hadn't got a base. So she came back for a little bit and then moved back down to Bristol. So she came home for a little while. And then the youngest, when she moved out, she's not come back yet. And I can't ever see her coming back, bless her. Not now she's got her 2 little cutie pies.
Yeah.
But my son, I try.
Has he ever gone?
No, he keeps saying that. I was going to say he keeps threatening to go.
How old is he?
27.
27.
And I have a feeling he ain't going nowhere.
No.
I keep trying, but he's not going anywhere. And he won't give me the front bedroom back. I pay all the bills. He keeps the big bedroom at the front. I'm in the little tiny bedroom. Tiny bedroom. It's because he's been there since we were a wee boy, so I can't do it to him. I can't do it.
Thing is, I bet you look after him as well, don't you, when you're at home? So the more you look after him, you want to start, like, you know, treating him a little bit mean, so eventually he'll probably like, oh,
well, he cooks his own tea.
He
always makes his own food. He never ever asks me to make him anything. He always, unless I'm making a big roast dinner or something like that, he'll have it with me. But 9 times out of 10, he cooks his own. Washing. I still end up come back to piles of the goddamn stuff when I come back if I've been away for a few days. But other than that, he can cope on his own. He's okay. He's all right. But I don't think he's going to go anywhere anytime soon. I can't see it myself. Right, so I've got myself a couple of the feathers cut out. I say a couple. I always say this. I say a couple. I've got a few cut out because it always looks lovely when you have more than one feathers. Yeah. And they are beautiful. And the colours that I've chosen, if you've noticed, are kind of in keeping with the colour of my lovely lady. Also, I did say I was going to be using my papers, and I am. So I've got my papers from my collection because I'm making the TP card. And plus the cream, I've used Centura Pearl. Do you know the hint of gold?
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought the gold and the gold tones just all matched together.
Yeah, nice.
Now, this is 6 by 6 in size, so it's 6 by 6 times 3 pieces. So I've cut myself 3 pieces, and then what I've done is I have popped a score line from one corner to the bottom corner, and I say corners, diagonal, so almost like a diamond shape with a diagonal piece. And we're going to pop these together and create our TP. So, how I do my TP, Ben, I'll show you, is you have like your central piece, which is going to be the 2 bottom legs. And then we're going to bring this in and turn it onto the square side so that this, if you look at it this way, and I'll just bring it in both sides so you can see it. That's how we're going to put those pieces together, and it creates that lovely TP shape. You can do it in one big piece of cardstock. If you've got a larger A3 piece of cardstock, you can absolutely do that. But what I want to do is create the glue that sits on there. So I tend to, when I'm doing it, I tend to pop a little pencil mark just underneath, so I know that I don't want any glue to come down here at this bottom quadrant there. So again, I'll use my tape pen, and again I'm just going to come all the way down, and the same with the other side as well. So I know not to go across this bottom leg here. So let's come in and just go in. There we go. Now you can use all-purpose glue. I'm going to go straight in though, and I feel pretty confident in getting that in, and then turning it over just to make sure before I actually seal it down that it's nice and flush. Once I'm happy with where it is and that it can close nice and folds nice and easy, make sure you burnish your lines as well, and then it creates that lovely TP shape. And again, I'm just going to do exactly the same. I'm going to take it up to that middle fold. Just make sure I've got that nice and straight and not interfering with that central fold, because if I do, what I'm not going to be able to do is close it. So again, if I just spread that out, you can now see, there we go, that now gives that little friction that seals that glue. And then you can see the shape that it creates when it all comes together and creates almost like a little Christmas tree. It's what I mean, I've always loved this fold. I don't think I'll ever tire of doing one of these folds either. And it's so easy to achieve this look. I'm just reinforcing those score lines in though now so that I've got a nice smooth transition between all those pieces put together. I'm going to lay it flat, and then I'm going to bring in my pieces, because again, this is when you can start to have a play around with your pieces. You don't have to pop it on this bottom. You could go in and place it like that and keep your bottom legs free if you wanted to. Yeah. It's entirely up to you, but I am going to go in with... Yeah, I think I'm going to do it this way.
I think you were the first person I ever saw do a TP card, and I always just remember thinking to myself, it's so, once you know the whys and wherefores, it's so easy to construct, but it's one of the most effective sort of show-stopping cards, isn't it?
It is, and it folds flat as well, so it doesn't have to be bulk. If your recipient doesn't know how to put it in together, just pop a little diagram in so that you know. Or send them a little video. This is how you construct your card. If they don't know how to pop it together.
What do you tend to use, like a little Velcro dot or
I always use Velcro dots, but you can use magnets to keep it nice and clean. And if you are going to use magnets, what you would just do is to keep it nice and seamless is you would pop in there, cover it up with some cardstock or paper. I've only chosen one matten layer, so obviously, if you think about the shape, these are 6 by 6. So the next size down is obviously a quarter, so it's 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and cut it in the centre, and it fits in absolutely perfectly. You don't have to worry about this. Now I'm going to just decide, so I'm going to pop this onto this side like so. And again, it's so effective, but use your papers, maybe use your embossing folder and create this lovely piece going down. Yeah, you could emboss those pieces. And then I'm just going to pop that into there. And then I'm going to seal that bit. So that's going to come over the top.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So my Velcro dots, or what do we call these dots?
Hook and loop dots, are they?
Hook and loop, that's the word, yeah. We sell them, and I've already put my 2 pieces together because it makes it a little bit easier. Let me just
they just got an adhesive back on them, have they?
It's got adhesive backing, yeah.
Oh,
We do
nice.
them in, so it's a pack of white and a pack of black.
Yeah.
Oh no, it isn't. It's the mix. It's the mixer colour, isn't it?
I think there's 50 in a pack, isn't there?
Yeah, there's equal measures of the black and equal measures of the white. That's
Let's have a look.
Now, when I pop this together and when I'm doing this, think about which way you're going to seal it. So I know I'm going to pop it into that corner. And I only use 1. You can pop 2 down into there, but I'm just going to do it on this side first, seal that on, and then lift off the backing of, there we go, this piece. And then take that one off. And then when I close it up, it means that I know, let me get rid of that one, I know that that's going to fit in there perfectly, and seal that down. And I'm not having to try and worry how to get it to match now because I've popped it on together at the same time. Yeah. And then it just unhooks and then just closes back up. So when you're laying it flat, you can send it like this and pop it into an envelope that would fit. And the biggest measurement there is 8.5. So if you're thinking about your envelope, just needs to be that fraction just a little bit over the, there, or pop it in a box. It's entirely up to you. But I've now got the area covered, all sides, and it looks really quite effective. Let me turn it that way so you can see it. There we go. And looks absolutely stunning when it's popped together. One of those really, truly easy makes. Now, I'm going to just open it up for a second because I'm going to place my features onto here. Okay. So I'm just going to open it up to make life a bit easier, and plus make George's life a bit easier when I'm popping it on, so that I know that I'm going to literally take these pieces now and let's just line up those colours. And then I'm going to pop a sentiment just into this bottom corner. So I've already pre-done my sentiments. Use some of that matching cardstock that I cut those out in. And again, if you wanted that sentiment, it comes in the sentiment set, not the stamp set, it comes in those stamp sentiments. Yeah. And I've just stamped it into a green, and it's I think if I remember rightly, I did that with, was it smoked emerald? Yeah, and I did the quick dry one. You can use opaque pigment inks and then heat set it if you want to create a nice, enamelled look. That's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, there's lots of ways that you can use your stamps.
Just whilst watching you stick, a few people chatting about kids and kids coming back. Mary says, Ben, they do come back sometimes. I have one that boomeranged back to me 3 years ago, and she's almost 29. And Zoe says, I boomeranged a few times, been away for 22 years, married now, mind you. I still haven't got around to emptying my old bedroom. Whenever I go back to Brixton, my bedroom is still pretty much as it was. Yeah.
What? Your mum and dad's?
Yeah.
You've got a bedroom that's still untouched?
Well, it's not untouched, but a lot of my, all my books and stuff are on the bookshelf, and then a lot of my old clothes are still in the cupboard. Do you remember that jacket? I don't know if you were on that show, that jacket I told you guys about a while back that my mum made with the violin on the back and my initials and stuff on. That's still hanging in the wardrobe at home. So yeah. And do you know what? No word of a lie. If I ever go back, say I'm not going back with Laura and the kids, if I've gone back on my own, it's one of the best things is to crawl back into my own bed in my original bedroom. It is the comfiest bed, and I have the best night's sleep it's just the best. And I think that's what it is. Back in Devon, back in the Shire, back in my old bedroom. Might move back in again. Can you imagine that? Hi, Mum. No, I'm nearly 44, but I'm moving back in. She'd probably take me back, that's the thing.
Oh,
she'd probably love that.
Oh, that's the sign of a good mum, isn't it? It doesn't matter how old you are, you can always come back, kids. That's
always
what I always say
welcome.
to mine. I tried for absolutely ages to try and get Tanya to come back, but she weren't having none of it.
No.
So that's me lovely piece there. And then all we're going to do was add a few of the little sparkly bits just around the edges, but I can do that at a later, because I just think that still looks stunning on its own. And then you could add some extra little elements onto the back panels as well if you wanted to, but sometimes I don't think it needs it. I think it looks really lovely just as it is, with this lovely shaped style card. And I think it's really quite in keeping as well with the theme of the Roaring Twenties. It's got that lovely style to it. So again, absolutely love making these style cards with whatever collection, but it looks just beautiful with this particular one.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely gorgeous collection that, and again the fact that you know, you can make that card nice and quickly, nice and easily, but it looks the absolute business. Just to quickly show you again everything you're going to get within that set. You've got your beautiful ribbon, you've got your gilding flake set in there as well, and then 50 grams of those beautiful gold sequins. I mean, they are just going to be perfect for making shakers with. All of those sentiments. So that sentiment that Debbie used is from the stamp sentiment set here, the Shine Like the Stars. You've then got that dancing couple in die form. You've got the showgirl, who I just think is absolutely brilliant, and then all these other elements as well. That floral deco folder, 3D embossing folder, so much detail there. 3 lovely stamp sets. You've got the Together Forever. This one is called your Raise a Glass. And then you've got And All That Jazz, which is the lady, of course, that Debbie's just used on her TP card. Then you've got your Fancy Feather. You have got that beautiful edgeable in the form of the scallop shell there. And then last in this bundle is the Art Deco frame. That's that cut and embossed folder giving you the detail, and of course that frame there as well, maybe to make a shaker with along with those sequins that you get in the collection. So not the full collection, but still a really, really nice bundle. £53.60 or $69.60 is the platinum price on that set. If you do want to pick that up. Rosalind says, Ben, as soon as my daughter moved out, that room was designated as my craft room. That's not the first time I've heard that story. I think that happens a lot, doesn't it? Not only did my daughter come back, says Kelly, she brought 2 kids and a husband with her. You've done the face plant emoji as well afterwards. Rosalind says, use some of the luxury acetate and a tea light for the TP card. Love that idea. Mary Pat says, gorgeous card, Debbie. I'm excited to make that. And Candy says, beautiful. Yeah, a lot of love for that TP card. Funnily enough, actually, I went to the doctor's the other day. I said, oh, doctor, I said, some days I wake up and I feel like a TP. The next day I wake up, I feel like a wigwam. He says, you know what your problem is? You're too tense. We'll have a break. When we come back, we're going to have a look at the Monday Mega Deal and also that Wildflower collection. Thank you very much. Good night.
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those 3 people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away. We're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
Feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Dear, I'm glad you enjoyed the little... I like to send you off to the checkout with a smile, you know, a little skip in your step with a little joke there. Thank you for all the laughing emojis. I even made Susie laugh this time as well. Now, normally I get like a little, what do you call that one? The rolling eye emoji. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 laughing emojis this time. Yes. Brenda says, help! I have sequins everywhere trying to craft and try to watch Debbie at the same time. Oh no. I'll be round with a broom in a minute, Brenda. Don't worry about it. I'll let you sweep them up. Just before we move on, we're going to have a look at the Wildflower collection. Wildflower. Because we realised a lot of you have bought that today, and also we want to give you the opportunity, if you haven't yet bought it, to jump in and grab it and see what all the fuss was about. I just wanted to quickly show you the Monday Mega Deal, which is our classic collection. It says a 6-pack. I wish. But what it is a 72 pen collection, 72 dual-ended pens, of course, because our classics are our amazing alcohol markers. One end you've got that lovely fine nib, the other end you've got that chisel nib, so great again. For doing those bigger, bold sweeps and swipes of colour. You've got such a lovely collection here. And if I just tip that there, you can see all of the different colours that you've got, because again, with our classics, you've got the opportunity to do all of your blending, but rather than the 3-pen blend that you have with your tri-blend, you've just got the 1 colour per pen here. But when you think about all the colours that you've got through all the sets here, so the vintage into the pastels, you've got all of these different pens, but the different blends of each pen that you can then begin to start blending with. You've then got the brights in here, so 12 pens here, for example. What else have we got? You've got 12 in the jewels, all of those beautiful colours included. You've got your nature in here. So we're pretty much giving you, colours for all occasions and all of the different ways for you to be able to blend these together. And as you look through, you'll see all of the different ranges. For example, just give you an idea, in the brights, that orange there is your B01. Sorry, your OR1, I should say. Then when you go into the florals, you've got your your 2 there, which is your mango, and then you've also got your amber in there as well. So you've got all of the different colours for all of the different ranges and tones in there, and it's 72 pence in total, plus 100 bonus points, plus the huge discount, £44.94 or £71.94 is what you're saving today. Platinum price £60 or $96. That is nigh on a half price deal if you're platinum. Don't do deals that deep so often, do we, when it comes to our Spectrum Noir products? So that is a great way to jump in and grab those today. Only available for 24 hours though, because that deal will go back up. Right, next. The Wildflower Complete Collection. Listen, I think we have just a small amount of the Showstopper bundle available for you left on the website. It's literally just a few of those where you get some added ink pads and the glue pens in there. However, still plenty of stock when it comes to the collection on its own. So you're going to get everything that you see here, just not going to get the bits and pieces that we showed you from that Showstopper collection earlier on. This is, of course, a smaller price point, so it's $63.99 platinum, $79.20. You get the 12x12 and the 6x6 pad, and just have a look here for you. Feast your eyes on all of these beautiful papers. And I know we say this every time, we'll get Debbie's take on this as well. Double-sided papers once again, so you've got ease of kind of layering with this. You're not kind of wondering what goes with what, because the reverse obviously matches the front. Is this your favourite paper pad of the year so far?
Yes, absolutely. It's just, I mean, look at the colours, look at the palette, look at the colours and look at the theme. Those lovely wildflowers running throughout every single sheet. And then on the opposite side, or you call it the B side, you've equally got a lovely contrasting, but matches, if that makes sense. So because of contrasting and match the same thing, but it corresponds with it. That's the word I'm looking for. Corresponds with it beautifully. So when you work your projects either side, that's why I always say buy multiple if you can of the paper pads, just because it is so beautifully designed by our fabulous team. Our lovely Leanne and her product development team are just off the chart amazing, absolutely gorgeous colour palette.
Yeah.
And then the snippability in the 12x12 is fabulous. You've got 4 pieces of 6x6 in one sheet. If you love your scrapbooking, this is going to look gorgeous with your scrapbook pages. What about those paper bags that Sara loves to make?
Oh,
those
absolutely,
lovely paper bags
right,
that she makes for the 12x12? You could be doing that with this as well. It's just a gorgeous, beautiful design. And do you know what? Some of those designs, do you know those lovely gift bag pads?
Oh, gift bag pads, yes, yes.
Yeah, some of those would match some of those.
That is a great shout.
Because you could then make your card and then have one of those little gift bags for your present in, matching.
I love that idea. Michelle and I had those on Friday, didn't we, Johnny, when we were making those? That's a really good shout, actually.
Just look at all that gorgeousness in that paper pad alone. And there is it 36 sheets?
36 double-sided sheets.
36 double-sided sheets.
Yeah.
With the most amazing design running through the whole pad. There isn't one single sheet in there that you will not have as your favourite. They're all your favourites. I know that they will be. Are you going to use it though? You're just going to buy it and look at it and stroke it and smell it and sniff it and all the rest of the things that you do with it? Or are you going to use it? Because I would be definitely buying more than one of those beautiful pads, because that's basically the consumable part of the collection.
Yeah.
The rest is the hardware. These two here in particular are definitely consumables that you're going to have to get a little bit more of if you can stretch to it.
Yeah, but you get, as you're seeing here, and I'm just showing this because I haven't flipped through the 6x6 as much, but it's basically a miniature version. It's just a shrunken down version of the 12x12. So in essence, you're getting 72 sheets of beautiful papers. So, for whatever the project, for the larger projects, for your smaller cards, for your scrapbooking, if you don't like to snip into these as well, you can. But you get those two included within the bundle. The majority of people have jumped in and bought more of the paper pads. And the other thing to mention, of course, as well, as far as the consumables are concerned here, you do get your luxury linen cardstock as well. That is double-sided. If you love our linen previously, you'll love this set. And you can see that all of the colours there match absolutely beautifully with the colours that you've got within your paper pad. So again, you're not having to look elsewhere for the colours for your mats and layers and your cardstock, because that's included. Now on top of that this time around, really lovely that we are popping in some of your, it's like parcel paper really. It is your brown paper, 50p set, and these have been cut to size so that you can use these absolutely perfectly with the little stencil which is included within this set, because you're going to use these to create this little wrap which is going to go around all of your lovely wildflowers, and there is a real abundance of them there. 15 different dies that you've got to really build up these gorgeous bouquets, and it is like having a little wander through the woodland, isn't it? A little wander through the meadows, seeing all of these beautiful florals which we've captured so brilliantly in the paper pads, and then you've got them in die form as well. And think about, you know, all the colours that you can create from the cardstock that you've got within this set, and then think about using all your other papers and vellums and cardstock that you've currently got in your craft room. It's such a lovely set. You've got stamps in here as well. These stamps all sort of flower skewed as well for you. So, you know, you've got things like let your dreams blossom, let love grow, have a blooming good day. This stunning embossing folder. And by the way, if you want to see all of these in action, I think we've pretty much covered off across Wake Up Call and the launch. You've seen all of the elements of this in action. Stunning embossing folder. Again, quick craft, but you get a stunning emboss, adding a bit of colour, and a really, really beautiful quick card mate right there. You've got that beautiful edgeable as well. If you want to go for that individually, that is called your Meadow Flowers edgeable die. Once again, you've seen that throughout the day today as well. That one absolutely crying out to be paper pieced. And then you've got your wildflower wreath in there too, which again you've seen in a few demos across the day, whether you want to cut straight into your card and almost create a card from it straight away, or use the frame there to create that beautiful wreath in itself, which of course then you can layer up, do some drop shadowing with. It's a really lovely bundle, and hopefully you're looking at that and thinking to yourself, well actually $63.99, $79.20, kind of falling into lots of budgets we're hoping, particularly at the start of the month, just close after payday. So if you want to jump in and grab this, please make sure you do. Platinum price £63.99, $79.20. If it's the Showstopper collection that you're looking for, head to the website. We have literally got a handful of those remaining where you can get a few more added elements, but still plenty of the complete collection available for you. All right, let's have a little look at this with Debbie. It looks like you're going to use that beautiful wreath, are you?
Oh, absolutely, and those mailbox flowers as well, because I just think it's such a lovely collection, and I know you're going to use it time and time and time again. But I'm going to use the wildflower wreath.
Yep.
I'm going to use two of the elements, because obviously you get this where you can cut directly in, because on the outside edge there's no full cutting frame. That's why this is being popped into two. This directly cuts into your cardstock without removing it, so I love this addition to this collection. I'm going to pop my tape on the inside piece so that I'm not getting any of that caught up, and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. And I have used the linen cardstock that comes in your consumable part of that collection.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run that through my Gemini, and then I'm going to use the outer frame to create the aperture for my box, because I'm going to make a box with this one. Going to do a box, aren't you? Got to have a box in some form or another. But again, just bringing that off. There you go, that gorgeous design cut through there beautifully. Then what we're going to do is, I'm going to put that back in a second, but we're going to come in and use the outside frame to create an aperture. Now I've made a box, and it measures in at 8 by 8, and I've scored it 1 inch all the way around. One on my lid side, one on the base side, and I'll show you that in a second. But what I want to do is create an aperture that sits through, but I want it to go through all the pieces. So I've used this frugally, plus I'm making sure that it's not cutting through too much at once. But I'm just going to hold it down with a little bit of our dotty tape pen into the top corners, or into that base, like so. The reason that I've done that is so that it's not cutting through multi-purpose cardstock at 300 GSM. The linen card, is it about 2 something that's GSM on the linen cardstock?
250.
Yeah, 250, and then obviously the paper, which is roughly around 180.
Yeah.
So it's not cutting through all that, because I've taken away the 240 or 250 GSM. But what we're going to do is use the outer frame to create now the aperture. So I'm going to use a bit of low-tack tape. Let me be frugal with this one. And I'm going to run that through. We're going to do that at the top and the bottom. and then take that piece and run that through. And what that will do is it will cut through there to create that lovely aperture that I'm wanting to create with this one, because I want to have a little bit of a see-through element. And then I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine as well.
Thank you for the lovely comments going through. Lots of you enjoying the show. I know you're making a box here, but Lindsay's just saying she's having trouble with her mats and layers. She says, when I do my mats and layers, I don't understand why it looks like I've drank a couple of bottles of vodka. A little bit wonky. Do you know how all I do, and it's like these guys do, it's obviously using your guillotine, isn't it? And
Yes.
I just drop by a quarter of an inch every time.
Quarter of an inch,
That's what I do.
Yeah,
I think that's
so-
the easiest rule of thumb, isn't it?
Exactly. So because this started life as an 8x8 and
Yeah.
I've taken an inch off either side, we now know that this is 6x6.
Yeah.
So when you're doing your mats and your layers, so the first layer, it comes down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4.
Yeah.
And then the next layer, so the paper layer, comes down another quarter of
yeah.
an inch. And that's then 5 1/2 by 5 1/2.
Yeah.
And you'll find that if you do that, and there are dies out there. We had some mat and layer dies from our Craig. Our Craig had asked for some done in this 6x6, I think it was, and the 5x7, if I remember rightly. You can use dies that will create your perfect mats and layers, like your nesting dies. However, you can use, if you've got a good guillotine, you absolutely can create mats and layers with ease. And if you are using a guillotine, I'm just going to bring it in just for a second, just to show you what I mean by this. So if I come in, and I'm just going to give you a very, very quick demonstration of what I mean by...
Oh, here we go, Lindsay.
I know, just come in straight away. So I'm going to go for a 5x5. If you're using one of our guillotines, it comes up to that first line, not over.
Let's have a look. Here we come. We're coming in.
If you can come in close, just so I can show you, because this is a workable scoreboard as well as a guillotine. So you come up to that first line and not into the groove.
Yeah.
Make sure it's nice and straight. Hold your fingers down on the finger guard. And it's nice, straight slicing action.
Yeah.
And then the next one that you're going to do is the next layer. I'll bring in a white piece so you can show you. We're going to go down that quarter. So I did a 5x5, so now I'm going to come down to the next. This is already done in increments for you. And it's exactly the same to get the perfect mat and layer, where you've got no wonky bits.
So you've got 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 now, yeah?
Thank you, yeah. And I've got up to that first line, holding it down into place, making sure it's flush up to the very top and flush down the side here. And then that means now I have got that perfect,
there you go.
no wonky, no on the vodka, mats and layers, but you need good tools. Good tools, you can't come any finer than our guillotines.
Yeah, if you haven't got that, Debbie, it's worth buying, isn't it?
Absolutely it is. It'll be a game changer for you, I can promise you.
Yeah.
An absolute game changer for you. But you can see that was a very quick demonstration showing you how to use the guillotine to create your perfect mats and layers.
Lovely.
And then you keep just going down that quarter of an inch, depending on how many you want to create.
Yeah.
So now what you've got though is we've created the aperture, we've got my little piece, but I'm going to sit this in the background. So that then looks, I mean, doesn't that look beautiful? And that's just going to attach itself into my lid base. So let's come in with, because I've got some acetate, because I wanted to create a little bit of, what's the feature I'm looking for? Something solid for it to sit on. But I'm going to encapsulate it in. So I'm going to take my glue, Grabber's glue, and I'm going to decorate my box before I start folding it up. So I'm going to pop on all the pieces that I need to create. Okay, popping that down there. And then sitting that over, wait a minute, the top.
Lindsay's just said that she loves you.
Who says what?
Lindsay says she loves you.
Oh.
Because for that demo that you just did for the mats
Oh,
and layers.
well, do you know, sometimes it's about going back to those basics.
Yeah.
And I know when I first started, oh my God, I couldn't get my mats and layers to look right. I kept thinking, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And it was literally down to tools.
That's it.
Right, you know, it's true what that old saying is, you know, having the right tools for the job.
Yeah, absolutely
that
right.
makes such a difference. It really, really does.
You've been using a rubbish guillotine, she's just said.
I had a terrible... In fact, I'll be totally honest, I had a craft knife and a ruler.
Oh, no.
Best thing I ever did was a guillotine. But can I tell you, I went through quite a few before I got, well, really happy with the one that we've now got.
Yeah.
Because
inspired by sword makers, that's how sharp the blade is, isn't it?
you see, that's the difference, and that's the
lengths we go to.
The devil in the detail when it comes with our Leanne.
Yeah.
She is all about that detail. It's all about making you something, because there's plenty of great, you know, guillotines out there, but they only do the one thing, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm going to trap this in, so I'm going to pop that over that top, and then I'm going to pop my piece underneath as well. Or you could, if you wanted to. I'm just going to pop it underneath there, trap it in between there if you wanted to as well. So all I've done with this is I have, I'll show you because I've got some gems, but it's entirely up to you which way around you pop it. So I'm going to get again my glue. In fact, I'll use my tape pen for this. But yeah, it's she's very much into detail, good detail as well, and making things useful for crafters. Because we don't want tools that don't, you know, I like a tool to do more than one job, and that's kind of what Leanne thinks along those lines as well. She's also the same. Now, pop that on. It's underneath, but it looks really nice. You can trap it, like I said, in between those stages as well. However, I'm going to do a little bit of decoration, so we're going to pop all of these pieces on. I'll use my wet glue, so I've got it into place. And then we're going to come in and we're going to use some more of that gorgeous collection.
Yeah. I'm really pleased you've gone away happy, Lindsay, but that's another reason why I think you guys love watching this, because, you know, as much as we are here to bring you the products and, you know, we're here for you to jump in and buy the products, but we're also here, as you guys know, to give you the inspiration, and we're here live and we'll answer the questions. And that's where I think we are so different to a lot of other places as well, is that we're happy to, you know, stop a demo, as Debbie's just done there, and just do you a quick demonstration, because if it's going to help you out, we'd rather spend a few minutes doing it rather than you going away and still worrying not being able to do, you know, Lindsay's case, you know, mats and layers. Well, that might, your question there, Lindsay, might be 100 other people thinking the same thing. So hopefully we've benefited lots of other people, haven't we, by doing it?
Absolutely. Now, again, I'm just going to keep that as it is for now. I'm just going to let that dry just for a second. I've already got my base piece here, and I've actually popped in there into the centre so that it creates a nice little illusion with that paper. So I'm just going to do that again as well, just onto there. Look at me writing on my different things, box, base, layer. I tend to do it, especially if I've done my demonstration, my demo kits before I've had a break. So it's nice to just make sure, keep reminding yourself what those bits are for.
That's it.
There we go. So I'm just going to seal this up. I'll get my base ready.
Okay.
And again, it's exactly the same. It's just on the box lid and the box base side. I always tend to write a B and an L on my card as well, just so that I know which is which. But that's my base all sorted. There we go. And then I'm going to come in now and we're going to use the parcel paper. Now, I've already placed that over the top and drawn with those two lines there, because that's where you're going to pop your score lines. Now, you can just use it, if you want, straight away with no, because all day I've been doing it with the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just over the top.
Yeah.
However, you can just go straight in and seal that over, and you're not seeing those lines. And again, all I'm going to do is pop a little bit of glue just running down that side, and it seals that up. Like we said, it's like that little chip cone where you're going to pop into there. So what I've done now is I've already done, now you've seen me making flowers all day, so I'm going to show you with the lovely collection, the mailbox flowers, get that right, Debbie? Which has your stencil or your template in there, but just die cut them through. And if you die cut them through with plain cardstock like I've done here, and I've got loads die cut, you're just going to run them through, and then you can take your colouring mediums, and in this case you've got the classics, that great deal on the classics, and then just colour those in if you want to do that. So again, just coming in and using, and I've used watercolours throughout the day. You could use your ink pads, because you can paint with your ink pads as well. But just take your time to colour all those in. And as I have done, because I want to try and cram another demonstration in, so I'm just going to bring these in to show you. I've got all of these flowers, all of that lovely, now we called them wild sprigs, didn't we?
We did call them wild sprigs.
We didn't call them foliage. We called
them... you call them what you want.
Well, you can call them what you want, yeah, absolutely you can. But again, I've got tons of flowers that I've got left over from some of my demonstrations from earlier.
Yeah.
So we're going to pop some of those into our lovely piece, like so. So let's start building this up. There we go. And popping those in and attaching them onto the back of the, I love that parcel paper. Absolutely love it. So I'm going to come in.
Brenda just says, thank you for all the hints and tips. I've used a large craft paintbrush and a piece of craft card and managed to rescue most of my sequins. Oh yes, Brenda, so I won't need Ben's help. But Ben, you are still welcome to pop in for a cuppa. You will not need to bring your brush though, says Brenda. Hey, always happy to pop in for a cuppa wherever you guys are.
Definitely. Black coffee for me, please, Brenda.
Yeah, white coffee for me, please, Brenda. Where are you, Brenda? We'll pop in.
Yeah.
This is when you say...
Mauritius.
Alaska, Jolly, yeah.
Mauritius,
Mauritius.
Republic.
Yeah.
Where else do we want to go, Ben?
Egypt, that lady was watching
Egypt,
us earlier on.
Yeah. Where else can we go?
Oh, anywhere where it's hot and sunny. It not depresses me, but this time last year, I was in Cyprus.
Was you?
Yeah.
Oh.
A year ago, sunning it up. It was about 25 degrees it was.
Oh.
And here we are in beautiful Newton Aycliffe. 11 degrees today, bit of a change. Hey, well at least it's sunny. At least it's sunny. At least it's been dry
It's been beautiful. I went out at Tesco, got my leather jacket on. My God, I nearly sweltered to death.
Did you?
They were red hot outside.
Was that your leather jacket that you got for special occasions that you've been wearing a lot more now?
So I've got two. So I kept. I bought them because I'm gonna use it to get dressed. I never go out anywhere. So yes, so I've started wearing them because I'm thinking they're just gathering dust in my wardrobe. So
they're saying it's your Sandy from Greece jacket in the gallery, Johnny and George.
Is that what you think it is?
Yeah.
My little well.
Now they're singing Greece. Goodness me. Dear, oh dear. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh look, John's still here.
Hang on, John's here, Nicola's here, Liam's here. What's going on?
Hey, what's he going? He's closing us in.
He's closing the doors now.
Closing. We're so warm.
Oh. Didn't know they're shutting the doors.
Oh, we might have got visitors.
Oh.
We might have got visitors, and perhaps we're being a bit too loud.
I don't know what's going on.
I know, it's like,
Never
fix that. Yeah, I know, something. We'll have to have a little.
Never seen so many people in the side of the door at this time at night.
Still here at this time of night?
Well, Nicola and Liam,
kidding
John.
me. No way.
Yeah. Probably all in watching the show. That's all I can think. They've been enjoying the show so much they didn't want to go home.
That's it. Now, I've popped a few little diamantes just over there, and I am going to place my flowers just in that centre and then add either a little bit of a bow, and then I'm going to pop on a sentiment. Life is better with flowers. Because it truly is.
It is.
Life is better with flowers, as you may have discovered earlier, and Ben gave me some flowers because no one ever buys me.
I did. I'm going to get you some proper flowers though.
Get away with you.
No, because if you haven't had flowers, you deserve flowers.
Oh.
Not these ones over here.
Oh, bless you. And there we go. So we've now got a beautiful gift box, with our lovely flowers over, plus on the inside using the aperture die, creating a lovely little extra element on there as well.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Brenda. You're in Saxelby in Lincolnshire. Not too far. How far's Lincolnshire from here, Johnny? Oh, a couple of hours. Long way to go for a cuppa, but do you know what? Next time we're that way, we'll drop in. And Caroline says, be fair, Ben, it's nice to have daylight in the evenings now. No, it is. It is nice to have. Yes, and it is getting lighter at nights now as well, isn't it? Every single evening. Patricia says, what a gorgeous box, Debbie. It is absolutely gorgeous. Listen, if you want to jump in and grab this collection, I think we might have, as I say, just a handful of the showstoppers left, but plenty still to go round of the complete collection. £63.99 or $79.20 is the platinum price for the 12x12 pad. You'll also get that in the 6x6. So that's included. You've got all of that cardstock in there as well. So that is your luxury linen cardstock. You're getting 28 sheets, 7 different colours, 4 of each. And if you like the little wrap, that is the brown paper that you're going to get in there, 50 little sheets just like that you can create that wrap with. Then amongst all of that you will get your wildflower dies. You're also going to get the little stencil in there as well, which you can use in conjunction with your scoreboard to create that beautiful wrap. Then you've got your wildflower wreath die, as you've just seen. You've got that beautiful edgeable in there as well. It's been very, very popular. Lots of chat about that on the socials. Stunning embossing folder, that wildflower embossing folder. And then lastly, within that collection, you have got the stamp sentiments, all of those included for that low price, $63.99, $79.20. That is the price. Listen, we are going to take a really, really quick break. When we come back, demo of the show vote, demo of the day vote, and one final quick demo. It's all on the way. But if you've got stuff in your basket, check out. We'll come back in about a minute.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Oh, it'll be an interesting vote when we get round to it. That box is getting a lot of admiration on the socials. Love the box. Beautiful Debbie, says Mary and Thea and Linda and Jessica and Patricia. Mary Pat saying gorgeous card. And Alicia saying, do you have people to come and tour your studios? We don't actually. It's not really a thing. We do have people, you know, looking around now and again. But no, we don't do studio tours. Maybe something for the future, potentially. You never know. Was that the original plan? Oh, oh, there we go. Before COVID happened, the original plan, I didn't know that, was to have live studio audiences. We've had a couple of times where we've had some of our friends up from the shops who've come and sat in and watched, but it's not a regular thing. But who's to say that that might happen in the future? You never know. Who'd be up for that? Who'd be up for that? Live studio tours, live studio audience? I would love that. I'd be unbearable with a live audience here. I'd be cracking jokes left, right and centre. If you came and saw me and Sara on the tour, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Right, the 3D embossing, yeah, joke book for you here. We've still got literally a warehouse of those that never went. So if you want to buy one, they're £20 now. Right, the 3D embossing folder and nesting dies collection, 16 dies. You're going to get within this collection, as well as all of those beautiful embossing folders as well. $28.77, $37.30 is the price on this one. And again, these are just brilliant, multi-use, because what you've got is the ability to be able to not only create that wonderful effect with these of the 3D emboss, but then you've also got all of your nesting dies to go with these too. So yes, you can use these on their own, but then you can then add your mats and layers to create a beautiful focal point, maybe to put some of your wildflowers on, maybe just to pop on a little sentiment in there, maybe to pop on a little embellishment. It's entirely up to you, but use that on its own, use those on their own, use them together. This is what you can create, whether you're going portrait or landscape with those. And you've got different designs and different shapes in there. So you've got your opulent oval. This one here, again, is your decadent diamond. Looks very nice on the portrait. Oh, wrong way. Really nice on the, really nice on the what's the other one? Portrait landscape. Then you have the stylish square. Again, whichever way you want to go with that. Very nice indeed. And then lastly in this set is your regal rectangle. And once again, we've done all of these on white cardstock matted onto black. But, you know, if you think about using these with your gilding waxes, which are on the show, we've got all four of the golds and the silver still in stock for you with a 25% discount. Look equally as beautiful with a little bit of gilding wax added onto your darker cardstock too. But it's just a handy kit, you know, really, really stunning embossing folders in their own right, 3D embossing folders, and then to have all of those sort of handy mini nesting dies as well, which work in conjunction with the folders, I think makes that a really, really fantastic collection. $28.77 platinum price, $37.30. Lots of business to squeeze in. Loads of people want to come and join the studio audience now. We'll talk about that once we get into the demo. What do you reckon you can rustle up in about 5 or 6 minutes, Debbie?
Oh, well, I'll try to get something together. I've just been looking for my piece of here it is. Thought I'd lost my piece of cardstock, but I found it. I'm going to use Opulent Oval with this one. I'm going to do a little bit of a letterpress technique. Now, these are 3D embossing folders with separate dies. We didn't put the dies into there because we wanted to give you the opportunity to use these either to create apertures into the centre of your frame or to add mats and layers, and you've got 4 separate dies in each single one. So lots of opportunities again, and the fact that it's 3D as well means that you're going to get that extra deep embossing. Now, I'm just looking because I want to create, and I'm just going to make sure I've got it on the right side. That's the raised. I want it to go on this side. Now, normally with this, I would use a brayer, but we're going to speed craft. So I'm just going to take this, and normally I wouldn't use quick dry, but I just want to show you the stages. So please forgive. And if you do use a brayer rather than going directly with the ink pad, you get a more even look. But for this particular one, and I wouldn't personally myself, I just can't find the Oasis in the pigment ink pad or the water reactive, so I've had to use quick dry. But this is just to show you how you're going to do this. And like I said, on a brayer you get a more even effect.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pop now, before I actually close that, I'm just make sure I've got that down. There we go. And I'm going to use a 3D embossing platform. So it always is one of your cutting plates, magnetic shim, and your plastic shim. The only time that might change is if it's too deep and it cuts a little bit in or it tears your cardstock. You're going to take out your magnetic shim and just use your bottom clear plate and your plastic shim with your embossing folder in there.
Right.
So that's just maybe a tweak, and it'll be depending on your machine. Because as we all know, all machines work in a different way. Oh, doesn't it look lovely when it's like that?
It does.
Now, it really gives this lovely effect. And then you've got the extra area to be able to, and again, if you are using ink, just make sure you give it a good clean. But because we're speed crafting, we're going to speed this process up. Now, this is when you can actually use your dies to create a cutout middle if you want to. Now, it is quite dark with this one. That's because it's quick dry. And with quick dry, as you know, it's instantly dry.
Yeah.
With a water reactive, and this is the same colour, would you believe? It's the same colour. This just shows you that depth of colour that you get with your different ink pads. Because the Oasis Quick Dry, it gives you defined, crisp layers, so it's got a little bit of a deeper context. They all work together because they're all called Harmony ink pads. They all work together beautifully, but that's using the same colour, but in water reactive, not in quick dry. And that's the technique, again, that you get. You can see the difference between the two. It's massive. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I want to use it with the water reactive. I just didn't want to pester Tracy because I know they're busy, so I don't want to pester her. But then we're going to take in, I'm going to have to use the opaque pigment ink pad because, again, I can't find the water reactive one. Doesn't matter. I'm going to come in with the ink pad dauber.
Yep.
And we're going to just go over the top and create that extra bit of colour over the top of this. Plus also as well, mixing with the Oasis, you get a little bit of green going off.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really effective. So again, just go literally touch that around the outsides. And then you could take a darker colour. So I've got a little bit of ocean blue here, and or midnight, darker, you know, a nice dark one as well around the outside. Looks really effective. Again, I'm just going to have to do a different to the one that I'm doing because I can't find the ink pads. I think I'm going to blame Liam. Shall we blame Liam?
Liam?
We said Liam. Liam's been in and he's been
blame Liam.
Play around.
And to be honest, it's only a quick sort of last minute demo, isn't it? So you'll get the gist.
It is. But again, just coming in and just go around that edge just to give it a little lift. And again, using your opaque pigment ink pads, you can get a lovely smooth coverage, but it just kind of gives it a little bit of a lift around the outside. So those all done. Then you've got all your nesting dies. So all of these 4 nesting dies you've now got to create your mats and your layers. And that's exactly what I've done with this.
Nice.
So I've taken the outer one and I've done a little bit of black around the outside because that's going to sit into that centre, but lifted with some pads. Going down to the next size, I've used yellow textured cardstock, so that fits neatly into there.
Yeah.
If you want to create an aperture, you just cut through. and then you create an aperture, so you could build up a different way, and that's what I love about it. Again, versatile. And then using one of the next size down, so it fits in perfectly, but I've used one of my good luck stamps to go in the centre there. And then literally now, we're just going to build that up. Now I'm conscious I've got a bit of ink. I think I'll be all right. Yeah, we'll be fine. I've actually just popped a couple of little dots into those corners with my black matte cardstock, that fraction bigger. This is 4x6. Again, I always trim it down to 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. That's the actual piece that's 6x4.
Yeah.
So it fits in there perfectly and gives you that nice little frame. And again, I'm just going to pop some glue.
I'm seeing the sun in the sky there.
It's the nice colours, isn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
it look
really
a bit
nice,
like
bright
a regal
colours.
sun in the sky?
Yeah.
A bit Eastery as well.
A bit of what?
Colours. A bit Eastery.
Yes, very Eastery. And then again, I'm just going to pop now onto my card base. So it's slightly bigger than 6x4. And then I'm going to pop that onto that fold, like so. And then lastly, I'm going to bring in, now I've already pre-stuck mine down, I've popped some foam pads onto there, but I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape just into there, into that centre, with that little good luck message. And then I'm going to finish that off with a little bow in the top corner, which is why I've not popped a little dot into there.
Beautiful.
And there you go. Oh, that was quick.
That was
Talk
quick.
about speed crafting.
Yeah. 4 minutes, I think that was.
Goodness
I'll tell you
me.
what, just before I recap on the board, should we get all of your makes lined up for the demo of the show? And then we'll get the demo of the day vote going.
God, yeah.
Oh, I've got loads to squeeze in the last 9 minutes. Don't you worry about that.
Too busy talking.
We will have a look at all of these in just a second. By the way, have I just gone Devonshire again there?
Have you gone Devonshire again?
I don't know why I'm talking proper Devonshire today. Maybe I'll just talk like this all day tomorrow when we do all the shows. And then I'll go, Debbie, do you want to line up all your cards over there, my lovely? And we'll have a look at what everyone's favourite card is on the vote.
Right, so number one, God, I can't believe it was 2 hours ago. Started with simple creator card, so that's number one. Number two was the TP Roaring 20s, number two.
Yep.
Number three was the gift box with the wildflowers. And number four was the lovely embossing folders with nesting dies.
Right.
So 4, 3, 2, or 1, you decide.
Get voting now, everybody. But you've got about 2 minutes, my handsome, to get your votes in. Susie's going to have to count really fast because we've got another vote to do in a minute. Very quickly, let's have a look at all of the embossing folders and dies that you're going to be getting within this set. So it's I think that's a great price. $28.77, $37.30 for the full collection right there. So you get each of those beautiful designs with the nested dice to go with them. So as you've just seen, really, well, you saw for yourself that was a great demonstration as to how quickly you can use these, because you can pretty much make a card in about 4 minutes. So that one is your opulent oval. Then you've got your decadent diamond. And, you know, just to prove to you that it looks great on the portrait, but equally as good on the landscape for you as well. Think about, again, you know, using this on your dark cardstock, getting those gilding waxes in, 25% discount on those today, so really worth thinking about popping those into your basket as well. But more than the fact that these all work together, you've got a 3D embossing folder in each set, which looks stunning, and then those nesting dies, which you can use individually of each other as well. So, you know, I think that really is a cracking collection to go for. £28.77, $37.30 if you want to jump in and grab that. And you're a Club Inspire member. Don't forget, loads on the website as well. Currently, our Easter deals are live. I want to say that the Hoppy Easter collection that we had, that is hanging on by a thread. Yes, in fact, we have 8 of those remaining. So if you want to pick that up, do go quickly. Thank you, Patricia, for your comment. You just said, I've been waiting for all of the show for those embossing folders. I bought them last month, but I haven't had a chance to use them. Well, hopefully you've seen how easy they are to use, and you can get involved now. Lots of people up for the live studio audience as well. Jo saying she's in. Patricia says, how I'd love to see your studio. I want to see all the technical behind the scenes stuff. You come and sit in there with Johnny and George. Let's leave the door open though when you go in there. Karen Wells Sorrell says, me too. Philip says, a studio Q&A session. Definitely do that. And Ben says, Kate, I was supposed to get one of your Bad Dad Jokes books with a previous order, but it wasn't included. I was disappointed. Well, apologies for that. Yeah, get in touch with customer services. I don't know, because Sarah, if you're... Oh, shush, guys, seriously. I don't know if I've got any more of the joke books available. I couldn't find any because I know I promised Sarah, didn't I, last week on the Craftalon that I would send her one. There must be some hanging about somewhere, so we will do our best to try and find those. Mo number 2 says, hello. What if I just showed up at the door? Surely you'd let me in for a peek. Well, if you showed up at the door, Mo, I think you're in Philly, aren't you? So if you showed up at the door and you come all the way from Philly, we would kind of have to let you in, I think, really. So, yeah, absolutely. Right, we are waiting for the result on the demo of the show. Then we'll quickly do the demo of the day. It'll be the quickest one in history. It's going to be quick, going to be super duper quick. But let's just quickly remind you of the Wildflower collection. Proved very, very popular today, has this. This is the standard collection, if you like, not the showstopper. That is hanging on by a thread on the website. £63.99 platinum, $79.20 if you want to go for this. There it is in all its glory, and I'll take you through this so you can see everything that's included. So the paper pad you're getting in 12 by 12 and 6 by 6 form. So here it is, that beautiful 12 by 12 pad. You've got all of these wonderful designs, 36 sheets. Oh, hang on a minute. Whoa, stop. Right, I'll show you that in a second. Demo of the show by one vote is 3. So,
1, 2. Oh, it's the wildflowers.
Wildflowers.
Yep, let me grab that up. Yep,
all right,
okay.
So vote, come this way, George. Vote for the demo of the day. Number 1. Number 2. I think I know what's going to win. Or number 3. 1, 2, 3. You've got 2 minutes. Go. As I was saying, paper pad, glorious. So isn't that great as well that you can take away? So you've got 3 wildflower projects there that you can now watch all of the demos for. If you're buying this collection, you've got demos in this show. You can go back and watch, of course, the launch where Debbie did 4 demos, I think. And then there was at least a couple in Wake Up Call as well. So what's that, 6, 7 different projects you've got that you can now take away with this collection, which I think is magnificent. That's included, the 12 by 12 pad. You get the 6 by 6 version of that as well. So all of the designs that you're going to see there, you get in 6 by 6 form. Then you get all of these stamps, again, all floral skewed, if you like. So they're going to fit perfectly with whatever you make within this collection. Then you're going to get your embossing folder. That's gorgeous. And once again, I can't remember which show it was, but we've seen that on a couple of occasions today, probably on Wake Up Call and the launch show. But again, really, really simple way to be able to just simply pop that through the machine, add a bit of colour, and you've got a really lovely card. You've then got the meadow flowers, that edgeable, once again, super easy to use, really nice. If you want to do some paper piecing with that, maybe do a bit of colouring with it too, multi-cut it, use it as little edges for your boxes, really, really stunning. This one we've seen, again, at least a couple of times in demos throughout the show, that beautiful wreath, whether you cut it straight into your cardstock, use the outer die to actually create that wreath and pop it onto a tent fold card, for example. By the way, I forgot to mention, you're also getting, as far as consumables are concerned, all of that linen cardstock, 28 sheets. I think I'm right in saying it's the biggest collection of linen cardstock that we've done in a collection. You're getting 28 sheets, 7 different colours, 4 of each. You've got the beautiful little brown paper squares in there too, so those are going to help you to create your little wraps for your flowers, and then to be able to create those wraps, there are your wildflowers with stencil. So again, look at all of those different flowers that you've got, 15 dies in total, and then you've got the stencil included there too, which makes you well, makes it very easy for you to be able to create that wrap for whatever the flowers may be that you are creating. £63.99 or $79.20. Big day coming up tomorrow. It is me, it is Debbie. Once again, we have got some fantastic sentiment stamps that we're launching tomorrow that you may not have seen before. It's going to be a great show, that one, which is the middle of the two. We've also got tomorrow night launch party with lots of our amazing recent launches, and of course Debbie and I will preview all of that for you on Wake Up Call. Craft Vault deals as well for you too. Demo of the day, yes, called it. 2.
They're loving that one, aren't they, today?
Yeah.
The most simplistic of cards just shows you, doesn't it?
It does. Thank you for a fantastic day.
Thank you.
Do you want to do it again tomorrow?
Absolutely. Let's do it all again tomorrow.
I'm glad you said. Can you imagine if she'd gone, no, I don't want to do it tomorrow. No, I'm done. I'm going home. Massive thank you to Debbie. Thank you to Tracy. Thanks, Tracy. There you go. Thank you to Johnny. Thank you to George. Thank you to John. Yeah, thank you to John. Thank you to the whole team. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to Superstar Studios on the socials. Rachel was in earlier on too. Most of all, thank you to you for watching. Make sure you check out your baskets. We'll be back tomorrow, bright and breezy, 11 o'clock here in the UK, 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific. You won't want to miss it. We'll see you for Wake Up Call. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday and bye for now.